Welcome, everyone. This is a webinar about how to view your family videos the same way that you watch TV. And joining us today is Robert Marks, and I'm JC Figueroa. Let's make some formal introductions. Robert, I'll let you start.
Well, thank you, JC, and thank you, Lori. My name is Robert Marks. I came up with this idea for Projector and started it a couple of years ago. I've started several other tech startups. I live in the Cleveland, Ohio area. It's important to point out that I'm a husband, a father, a son, brother, uncle, because I have a very large family. And because I'm the lucky one who is the keeper of the family videos and the keeper of the photos, if someone wants to see a photo of my dad's van in 1972, they text me, and within a second, I text it back to them. So that's what I am. And I've been trying to solve the solution to make my home video collection, which is over 7 decades long, was on 8mm reel-to-reels and VHS tapes and an incredible library of digital assets. And I wanted to make it easier so my family can enjoy it. And that really was why I started Projector.
Thank you, Robert. And I'm JC Figueroa. I'm the customer success lead at Mylio Photos. I'm an avid underwater photographer, and I've been doing media and technology education for my entire career. Let's talk about a few quick housekeeping things before we start the official webinar. We have a Q&A segment or a section in the Zoom toolbar. And we ask that you try to put your questions there. If you don't see the little Q&A icon, look in the part of the Zoom toolbar that says more, and it might be hidden in there. But what that does is it helps us keep track of the questions that have been answered. That way we don't miss anything. If you ask things in chat, sometimes we miss it. But if you ask them in Q&A, we'll be able to answer them. And apropos of that, Lori and Angela, members of the Mylio education team, are joining us, and they'll be answering some of those questions in the Q&A session. They'll also flag some of those questions so that Robert or myself can answer them live at the end of the presentation. So be sure to put your questions there. We welcome all kinds of questions. Also, the webinar will be available for replay. You can watch it again. It usually takes about 24 hours or so to get it turned around and post it in our community site. If you register for the webinar, you'll get an email telling you that the replay is available. But you can always go to community.mylio.com. Just go to events, look for past events, and you'll see this webinar listed there. All right, so what's today's agenda? What are we going to be talking about? Well, we're going to be talking about 2 amazing products and how you can use both products to watch your family videos or any media, really, just like you watch TV. So we'll start by talking about how you can use Mylio Photos to curate your memories and to organize your media collection. We'll just do a brief overview of what Mylio is for those of you that are not familiar with Mylio. I see a lot of familiar faces, so I know that a lot of you are very accustomed to Mylio, but we'll do a quick demo just so people know what Mylio is and what you can accomplish with it. Then we'll pass the baton over to Robert, and he'll tell us all about how you can view your memories just like you watch TV. And it really is just like the TV watching experience. It's really cool. You'll see. And he'll discuss as well the benefits and features of Projector. And then we'll have a brief discussion about how you can use Projector and Mylio together to both organize your media and get it into the Projector app so that you can easily watch it just like you watch TV. And then we'll have a quick Q&A section at the end. Did I miss anything, Robert? That sounds good?
I think it sounds great. Thank you, JC.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's just do a quick Mylio overview. And for that, I'm just going to switch over to the Mylio application. So what is Mylio? Mylio is a photo organization product that lets you take all of your photos and videos and even documents like PDFs or text files and organize them so that they're easy to find, and they are all centralized in one library that you can then share across all of your devices. When you bring your photos and videos into Mylio, Mylio is going to help you automatically and manually in some cases organize your photos into different views. The view that you're seeing right now is called the calendar view. And what you're seeing is the decade mode. And decade mode, you'll notice that Mylio is showing me every decade. Here's the 2020s, and if I scroll up, it's the 2010s. And I can go back in time, and I get a very accurate visual history of my life, all the way to when I was a kid. There's photos of my brother being married, me as a kid, a couple of birthdays. And then there's photos before I was born, because we all have family memories that span, generations. So here's photos of my two favorite aunts, my dad getting awards from the military. The only photo I have of my grandma that I never met. There's my brother in middle school, et cetera, et cetera. For any one of these years being represented, let's go down to a more recent time. So for example, if I double click in 2018, the calendar viewer is going to switch and it's going to show me the months of the year. Then I can go into any month and I can see the days. And then I can go into any day, and then Mylio will show me all the photos taken in that day. When I open one of these photos, I can click on the information panel, and Mylio will give me a lot of very specific information about that photo, how the photo was taken, the date, and then I can add more data to this. And this is really great because the more metadata that you have about a photo, the easier it is to organize. And some of it will come in handy when you go to put it in Projector. You'll see that if you've already created a title and a caption, you can just copy and paste that into your Projector so that you use the same information. But here I can see things like who is in the photo, where the photo was taken. So this photo was taken in Arizona, near the Grand Canyon. So all of that information is available at your fingertips when you bring your photos into Mylio. But that's just one of our views. That is the calendar view. You can also use Mylio to find photos in different ways. The calendar helps me find photos based on when a photo was taken. And I can even correct the dates so that if I have a scanned photo, for example, that's not going to have an accurate date because it didn't start as a digital file, I can use Mylio to correct the date on that photo or that video so that it gets presented in the calendar and I can find it more accurately. But sometimes you don't know when a photo was taken. You might know where a photo was taken. For that, we can use the map view. In the map view, Mylio will take GPS information that might be on your photo, particularly photos taken with a smartphone, and it'll present those photos in a calendar. I'm sorry, in a map. I can scroll and zoom in into a map area, and the more I zoom in, the more detailed representation I get as to where photos were taken. And I can get pretty elaborate. I can go here and zoom into the Olympic Mountains here, and I can see even the trail that I took when I was doing a hike a couple of years ago. So I can follow along the trail and all the photos that I took along the way. This makes the map view really, really useful. And I can click on any group of photos, and Mylio will show me all the photos that were taken in a particular location. I can, of course, also use Mylio to geotag photos that do not have that geographic information. So if I have a photo that doesn't have a geotag, I can simply drag it somewhere in the map. And now that photo will be geotagged and will be presented in the map. And of course, I can do searches for locations and all kinds of fun stuff. So that shows me photos based on where the photo was taken. But one of the most important things about our photos is who is in the photo, people that we care about. And that's where the people view in Mylio really comes handy. The people view allows you to create containers for every person that's important in your life. And using face recognition, Mylio will help you find all the photos on one person and aggregate them all into that container. So I can scroll down here to the letter M, or I can do a quick find for my daughter, Madeline. And Mylio will find the container with all of her photos. And here I have photos of my daughter from when she was a baby. And I can scroll through every photo. Notice Mylio is zooming in on her face. That's a setting that you can customize if you want. But I can go all the way from her teenage years, which she probably doesn't want me showing, all the way to adulthood and, the amazing woman that she's become. And now she's a mom herself. So there's going to be a lot of photos with baby Lucy in them now. So this is one of the greatest and most favorite features of Mylio. People use the face recognition and face tagging features to organize the photos and quickly find photos of someone that's important in their life. Like in this case, my daughter. That's the people view. The album view allows you to create your own organization of photos based on something that might be important to you. You'll see that I have an album here for all photos of Lucy. I have an album of cat photos for some reason. Well, I know why, because my wife loves cats. But this is an easy way to organize groups of photos or videos into an album, even if those photos are not part of the same time, or were not taken in the same geographic location, or are not even in the same folder in your computer, right? I have a lot of photos from dive trips where I have taken dolphin photos all over the world. Well, every dolphin photo is in a folder based on the trip. So if I went to Roatan or to Maldives, I might have dolphin photos in a folder called Roatan or a folder called Maldives. But with an album, I can aggregate all of the dolphin photos and put them all in one album called Dolphins. And that's really useful because it allows me to find and group things together. And one of the things that I've done for today's presentation, and we'll see this later on, is I created an album called Projector app. And in there, I've put some of the videos that I wanted to be part of my Projector showcase. So we'll go into more detail there. Last but not least is the folder view. The folder view is simply a direct representation of how the files, your photo or video files, are stored in your hard drive, in your computer or your external hard drives. So for every one of these folders, there's the same folder on my external hard drives or on my computer. So if I need to find a photo outside of Mylio, I can simply go to the folder where I saved it. So I can do all my organization in Mylio, but I can interact with the photos outside of Mylio. And that's going to be important when you're using other applications such as Projector or perhaps some editing apps. So that's a quick overview of Mylio. I've shown you maybe 8% of what the app can do. There's a lot of incredible functionality, like incredible searching capabilities. We'll get a little bit into that when we discuss how Mylio and Projector can work together. But really, we're here because we want to watch these memories just like we watch TV. So I'm going to pass the baton again to Robert. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to let him discuss how Projector allows you to watch all those photos or all those videos that you've organized using Mylio, but watch them like you watch TV. So take it away, Robert.
Well, thank you, JC. And it's amazing how powerful Mylio is, and you only showed us a small piece of it. So thank you, everyone, for joining. The question is, why Projector? So I introduced myself as the keeper of my family's videos and photos. I've been in charge of that library for literally 5 decades. And I've always believed that watching home movies has never been easy, whether it was on film, VHS, CDs, DVDs, thumb drives, cloud drives, hard drives, for the family to sit down, have access, whether they're very technical or non-technical, and the family room on the big screen, the way we watch TV, has been very difficult. And there's no one in my family who is going to Chromecast, AirPlay, plug an HDMI cable in from their laptop to watch it. I tried YouTube channels. I've tried Vimeo channels. I built a Plex server. I built an iTunes server. I even built a server at my home, very much like you see when you go to a hotel and they have their own fancy interface. So this was the issue, that I have this incredible library. It's incredibly organized, digitized it well over a decade ago, and I wanted to make it accessible to my family. And truthfully, home movies often go unwatched, whether they sit in an old tape or whether they're even digitized on a computer. No one ever sees them. Maybe you send a link in a text or a Facebook or Instagram post, but those links are quick, they're short, and then they're gone. They're lost in those feeds forever. So I was trying to come up with a solution where I can open up this library to my immediate family, my wife, my children, but then to my large expanded family. And then it hit me about 4 years ago. Why can't we watch our home movies the same way we watch TV? Netflix technology brought us the video streaming app, and now we watch everything with a video streaming app, and Disney and HBO and Amazon and Apple, and of course live with YouTube TV and DirecTV Stream and Sling. They've given us live streaming, and this is how we're watching TV. And it's that video streaming technology that made me think, well, why can't I have my own Netflix? Because there's one thing my wife, who's not very technical, understands, is she understands how to use the TV remote. She's as good as anyone that ever existed with the remote. Why can't she, with 3 clicks, watch our wedding, watch our honeymoon, watch the birth of our children and all the incredible events that we have, as well as the events, you know, when we were little kids? So this was my vision, to build a video streaming service that we all can have and we can all watch on the big screen just using a TV remote. And I went to work on this. Now, if you look at what Disney did, Disney spent $4 billion building Disney Plus. I didn't have that kind of money to build something like that, nor do any of you. So how do you build something that works good, feels, looks like Netflix and Disney Plus, but is affordable to the masses? So the benefits of having something like this: everyone from 3 to 103 years old has mastered the TV remote. It's a technology that's universal, that everybody gets. In all those other ways that I said that we were trying to watch home movies, most people don't do. And even though I know how to do them, I'm pretty technical, you forget how to Chromecast, you forget how to do other things like that. And to me, video streaming is the easiest way to enjoy watching with the family on the big screen. So if we did have our own video streaming service, and instead of watching a Netflix movie or something on YouTube TV, we could watch our own, that would be the ultimate solution, so that we can watch and enjoy these incredible memories. And video streaming service is available anywhere, anytime, on any TV. So whether you have one home with 1 TV, one home with 10 TVs, or 5 homes with 5 TVs, video streaming services, you launch them, you click on them, and you go, and they're everywhere. And this is the vision that I had of making a do-it-yourself video streaming service for all of us to have our home movies accessible. And I wanted it to look and feel just like all the other popular video streaming services we use. We all use Max now. We all use Disney Plus, Apple Plus, Netflix. I wanted those same features, whether it's the way it skips forward and back 15 seconds, where you can watch a 1-hour videotape transfer, and if you're 30 minutes in and you come back a month later, it gives you that resume watching piece, or that you could watch the next video in line in that video category that you place it. I wanted it to look, feel, navigate just like a video streaming service, so that it's so intuitive that you can give anybody the remote in your family and say, launch that app, Projector, and you'll figure out real quickly how to navigate and how to watch. So I want to do a live demo for you, and I'm going to switch our screen here. Okay. And I'm going to share with you my actual family's Apple TV. You can see we've got many TVs in the house, and we stream a lot of apps. I have 4 children, so I have to have every subscription that was ever made and pay a lot of fees. And I thought to myself, why can't there be an app like Netflix, like Disney Plus, called Projector? You could probably imagine why I chose that name, paying homage to when we were kids, at least when I was a child, and we watched movies on a projector. But when you launch Projector, it's your home movies. It looks, feels, and operates just like a video streaming service, but it's your content, which is way better than any content on any other streaming app. Now, you'll notice that I can choose to watch my projector, but other people can also share their projectors with me, and I can share my projector with them. So if I choose my projector, I'll see my videos. But if I choose somebody else's, instantly, my big screen TV in my family room at home has my family members. When you launch it, it will look and feel, as you can see, just like any other video streaming service. I'm a personal big fan of Disney Plus. Disney Plus has categories. We have categories. There's our fancy like Star Wars and National Geographic and the great Pixar movies. With ours, in minutes, you decide what your categories are. I made one called vacations and special occasions. I have a category called Allison because that's my first child and my son Ryan, and I created ones for our pets and sports and all the other fun stuff. As you navigate on your TV, again, just using your remote control, you can see your videos. Here's my category for my daughter, Allison. Allison's now 26 years old, but I could instantly, in a few clicks, watch the first day she crawled. I could see her first birthday. I could see her really small little part when she played Cinderella in the 4th grade. I could see her college graduation. I can see her graduate school graduation. I could see a 7th grade movie she made. I could even watch her ultrasound with a click of a button. When you click on a movie, it's just like a movie you watch on a video streaming service like Netflix. You see a big thumbnail and you choose the thumbnail. You see a title, you see a description. We find out that on August 9th, 1998, Allie starts crawling. My wife can press the play button on the TV remote, and that quickly, we are watching Allison the first day she crawled. I could skip forward back the same way you would if you're watching TV. I can pause it, and eventually it'll go into the resume watching mode where we can watch it again. One other thing I want to show you, is I think it's a really cool service. Let me go back into mine. I went too far. I made a category, and this is my term, called volumes. I had 94 videotapes and camcorder tapes that I had to convert from when my kids were little, and even before my kids were born, to digital, and they sat on my computer for years. So what I decided to do is not just make fun movies like when Allie Can Crawl or Allie's college graduation, but I like putting those entire tapes on my projector. I call them volumes. You can call them what you want. And I have volumes 1 through 94. If we look at volume 6, for instance, and we play it, it tells you, because I put this in there, a description. These are our family's memories from November of 1998 till January of 1999. If I hit play, you will see this is a 2-hour and 8-minute home video. Yes, there's no limit to how long your videos can be. And you can put these full tapes in, but if you also like to have fun, capture the first birthday that may be in this tape of one of your children, or capture another special moment and make that a separate movie. So my videotapes are now accessible. My 4 children do not live with us. They all live scattered around the country. I actually have one in Japan right now, and I have one in Peru, and they can watch Projector on their TV with their Rokus, which is absolutely incredible. So that gives you a little bit of a feel. Obviously, if you've used Netflix before, then you're familiar with how Projector works. And I'm going to go back to our presentation. Projector is about easy and fun. That's really what it is. It was giving my wife the remote so that she could watch our honeymoon that she had totally forgot that I even recorded it. It sat on a tape in my computer for almost 26 years. It's simple, it's easy, and it's fun. Unlimited home videos, meaning when you have a Projector subscription, you can upload as many videos as you want. There is no limit. So whether you're going to upload 10 videos that may be 100 megabytes, or maybe you're going to upload 300 videos that could be 50, 100, 300 gigabytes, we have no restriction. And again, you just saw in a live demo, I have 2-hour videotapes. There's no restrictions in length of video. We have very advanced sharing functionality, meaning I can have a projector here, but I can share it with my mother who lives in Florida. My mother can create a Projector account for free. I can share it. She has Projector on her TV. I think she's got an Amazon Fire and a Roku at her house, and she can launch Projector and she can see my entire library, or I can control what she can and she cannot see. And again, she doesn't have to pay for it because she didn't upload videos. Projector is $79.99 a year, a little less than the $4 billion that our good friends at Disney invested. So for a little over $6, you could upload as much as you want, and anywhere, anytime on any TV with the click of your remote control. Those movies that no one's ever going to see are now available for everyone. And for those of you who are on this Zoom, who may be a professional who helps families with their photos and helps families with their videos, we do have an affiliate program so that you can create and manage your clients' accounts, because some end users may not have that ability and understanding. We've come a long way with our network. When we first launched Projector a year ago, it would take about 5 to 10 minutes to upload one video. We're now at a point where you could do 2 videos in less than a minute. And later this week or early next week, we're launching bulk uploading where you'll be able to do a whole block of videos within a minute. Setting up a projector account is simple. It's easy. You could do it in minutes, and you now have the power to create your own Netflix for your family. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to JC.
All right. Thank you, Robert. That was awesome. So Robert introduced me to Projector, and one of the things that we started discussing was, wow, how do these two products work together? How do we combine the capabilities for organization that Mylio has with the ease of watching your media that Projector provides? So how can you use Mylio and Projector together? Well, I started doing this for my own. And what I did, as I mentioned before, is I simply created an album. I called it Projector App. And in that album, because Mylio's albums have the capacity to have sub-albums, I created some of the categories I thought I would want to see when I open the Projector app. So here you can see that I have events, and in there I have a couple of videos of my daughter's wedding and my vow renewal with my wife. I have some videos of my kids, and I'm just getting started, right? I have some travel videos, both inland and underwater. And if I switch over to my Projector account, you'll notice that some of the same categories are there. But what I want to show you is how easy it is to use Mylio to find something that you want to put up in Projector, and then how easy it is to upload that file to Projector. That is the gist of using the two products together. So you'll notice in here, I have a sub-album called Grandkids, but it's empty. There's nothing in there. I only have one grandkid so far. And my daughter sends me lots and lots of videos of Lucy. So I'm going to go to Mylio's All Photos view. In the All Photos view, I can see every one of my photos. So here I'm looking at 47,000 photos, and I'm trying to find videos of Lucy. Now, that sounds very daunting, but with Mylio's quick filters, this can be very, very easy. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Mylio to only show me videos, because in this case, what I want to upload is a video. Now, I could use Mylio to find a number of photos, create a video slideshow from Mylio, and then upload that video, that slideshow of different photos as a video to Projector. You can also upload photos directly to Projector, but for this example, I'm using videos. So I'm going to ask Mylio to filter by file type, and I'm going to ask specifically for videos. And then notice that there's already a bunch of videos of Lucy. I'm going to type here in my quick filters the word Lucy, and Mylio tells me, okay, you have a person called Lucy Greenland. That's her. So now it's showing me all the videos that I have of Lucy, and the one that I really want to put in there is Lucy with a walker going down the hall, which is the latest video that my daughter sent me. So I'm just going to right click on that video. I'm going to add it to an album. And there is my grandkids sub-album within the Projector app album. I'm going to hit continue. So now next time I want to find this, or when I want to upload this to Projector, it's really easy to just simply go to my Projector app album and upload any videos that I've added to this album up to Projector. Now, how do I do that? Well, again, very easy. I'm going to split my screen. I'm going to have Mylio on one side. I'm going to have Projector here on the other side. Notice that I'm just on the Projector website, and I'm in the Mylio app. And I'm going to go here and click the upload button. Projector asks me whether I want to add photos or video. In this case, it's a video, so I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to ask Mylio to show me where the file for this video is. Again, simply by right-clicking and say, reveal in external. I keep all of my media in 3 external hard drives. So Mylio gives me the option to pick any of these drives has that video in it, which one you want. So I'll click main media. It opens a Finder window. If you're a Windows user, it'll open File Explorer and show you what the file is. There's the file right there. And I'm simply going to drag that to the Projector website. And here it tells me, hey, do you want to add title? Do you want to add description? Now, had I done my homework and I had already created a title and a caption in Mylio, I could simply copy and paste from there. But I haven't done that for this video because I just got it. So I'll just create a title. And I'll say Lucy walking with toy walker. And I can pick which thumbnail I want to be representative in the screen. I like this one where you can see Grover and Lucy's face. I'll click the next button. And here's what it allows me to assign a category. And I'm going to create a new category for grandkid here. At some point, I might have more than one grandkid. So at that point, I'll create a subcategory. But for now, I'm going to keep it simple. And I'm just going to say grandkid, click add. And then I just hit the next button. Projector is asking me whether I want to make this video available to all viewers or to restrict who can view it. I'm going to make it available to everyone. I just hit publish. And I'm just getting an update on how the video is being uploaded. And there it goes. It's pretty fast. So now if I go back to viewing my projector, I should have a new category here called grandkid. And if I go there, there's the video of Lucy walking. And I'm playing it on a website, but I could play this just the same way in a streaming app on my smart TV or on any of the many devices that Robert mentioned. So it's that easy, right? Use one photo for organization, for finding the content you want, for adding and creating the metadata, for deciding what you want to put in Projector, and then use Projector to make it easy to watch that on the TV. Robert, anything you want to add?
No, I think you did a great job. I want everyone to know when you do upload, you can also choose your own thumbnail. And then most of the things that JC did, for instance, we auto-populate whatever the title of the file was you uploaded. So if you call the file Lucy's first birthday, that will automatically populate and you don't have to change the title.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Description is optional. Category is not optional. You have to put a video in a category. And I see Steve's comment, so we can answer that more specifically later in the Q&A. You don't have to add a subcategory, but that's another nice way where it'll display a subcategory. It helps you search it. And then we'll talk about sharing later. I'm glad you just had it to all viewers, because sharing with Projector is not like sharing with YouTube or Facebook. It's a different concept of sharing because this is so private and intimate. It's not an app where you use likes and comments. It's just an awesome viewing experience.
And actually, I think this is a good segue to go right into the Q&A, because we only have a little bit less than half an hour left. So we like to keep plenty of time for questions, because it looks like people have lots of questions. So let's go down the list. I'll take the first one from Samuel. Showing the maps, what about support for GPX files? That's something that we're working on in Mylio, the ability to add a GPX file and have it automatically insert the GPS metadata to your photos based on a timestamp. It's not something that's in the product currently, but it's on the roadmap to be added at a later date. Monique asked, can still pictures be viewed via this app? Talking about Projector, Robert. So that one's for you.
Yeah, so Monique, this is interesting. I was only thinking about videos when I launched Projector, and my development team came to me and said, well, why can't people also upload photos and play a photo album? Playing photo albums on TVs is very difficult for many people. And I thought, well, video streaming services don't have photos. And the reply I got is, well, why can't ours? So yes, I didn't show it, but real quickly, I'm going to share my screen because I don't want to just say it.
So you can.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go back to my Apple TV and you'll see this line called photo albums. You'll notice that in a video, we use rectangle thumbnails, but in our photo album line, it's squares. These represent a block of photos. So I have this California vacation. I think I had about 150 photos I put into this. And when you play it, again, it plays like a Netflix movie on your TV, only it's not going to play videos. It's going to play all these photos that are down low that you can see them one at a time. But let me go back to the play. And just like this, we're playing a slideshow on the TV. Now, what I do personally is I believe, a decent job of taking my photos. Let's say we took a vacation. I integrate some videos. I use my movie editor and I make a 5, 6, 7-minute movie with music and transitions and text. Those are things that if you just upload photos to Projector, you don't get that whole experience. But but you can do photos if you want, or you can make them movies, because when you make a slideshow, it's a movie, and you could do it either way you want. So I think it's a pretty cool feature, but I only focus today on video because I think that's really that magic that Projector has, and Mylio does such an incredible job on the photo side.
Yeah, and I want to add to this. I'm going to share my screen again, because one of the features that Mylio has is the ability to create those slideshows really, really easily. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the search function of Mylio, and I'm going to do a pretty intricate search. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Mylio to show me photos of Sarah and JC. That's my wife and I. And notice that Mylio has come up with 1,477 photos, but a lot of these photos have other people in them. I want just the two of us. So I'm going to extend that search, and I'm going to say, okay, Mylio, show me Sarah and JC, but only show me photos where, forget the term, the number of faces in the photo, or the number of people in the photo, is only 2. Angela, remind me of the term. Haven't done this for a while.
It's people count too. I think you can use face count too, but I
Face
think
count. Yeah, I like face count better than people count. So
Okay.
face count equals 2. So now when I do that, I went from 1,500 photos to 800, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty good, but that's still too many. So let's narrow this down to only the photos that Sarah and I have taken together, say in Puerto Rico. And when I do that, we're down now to 192 photos, but I'm looking for our wedding photos, which were taken by the photographer with a Canon camera. So I can say, show me the make of the camera as being Canon. And now I'm down to 86 photos. And if I view them all, here's a bunch of wedding photos. So I can now grab all these photos here, and I can create a slideshow. I can hit the export button and say, I want to export as a video. And I'm going to have the ability to select the resolution, put a video file, or sorry, a music file. So put music to go with it. Tell Mylio to use the music duration as the duration of the video, and even tell it how long to display every image and what transition to have between images. Then I export that and I upload it into Projector. And there you go. We didn't have a video of our wedding, but we have lots of photos. So I could very easily find those photos using Mylio, export as a video, and then throw that into Projector. So 2 different ways in which you can use both apps to view your photos just like you watch TV. All right, let's move to the next question. Friend created a NAS server with photos and other memories to share at home. What is the difference with Mylio and Projector? Okay, so this is a 2-part question. There's a difference with Mylio and there's a difference with Projector. I'll answer my part first, Robert. So with Mylio, your photos are on every device that you add Mylio to. So in my case, I have a lot of devices. I have a couple of laptops. I have a computer. I have multiple hard drives. I have a phone. I have a couple of iPads. Everything that I've shown you in Mylio today exists in all of my devices. So I can pull my phone and do the exact same search that I did in my phone, just like I did on my computer. But what's better is that I can do that on a plane while I don't have internet connectivity, because Mylio puts a proxy or a version of my photos in every device. So that's something that you cannot do with the NAS. The NAS is going to give you that functionality while you're at home, or if you're a very technical person, you might be able to share your NAS across the internet, but you're still going to rely on an internet connection to do that. In addition, the applications that come bundled with NAS devices are fairly rudimentary in the level of organization and search functionality that you can do. Things like what I just showed you with Mylio are not really possible with most NAS applications. So that's a big difference between having a NAS set up at home with your photos and using Mylio. And by the way, the NAS can be part of your Mylio device family. There's a number of different ways depending on what operating system you're using to integrate that. Lainey, I see you raise your hand. If you could just put your question in the Q&A, we'll be happy to help you. Robert, you want to answer the same question in regards to Projector?
Yeah, and I hope I get this right. So when you saw JC uploading that movie that he took out of Mylio, he's on our website. And using our website is, I believe, the best way to start building your Projector account. And it's always you're uploading your videos or you're uploading your photos to us. Once we have it, it works on all the devices when you log onto your Projector account. So whether you're using it on the web and on our website, it actually looks like the same way you saw it looked on my Apple TV. It looks the same, only has more functionality like uploading, and you have a lot of management tools. It's going to be there whether you're using your Roku TV, your Apple TV, your Amazon Fire TV, your Google TV. We are now in the Samsung Smart TV App Store, and we finished development and we're waiting for LG just to launch our app. We do have mobile apps as well. We have an iPhone and Android app. Once a video is uploaded, you'll see it, and it does appear on your mobile phone the same way if you've ever used, say, Netflix or any other video streaming service on your mobile. But the only reason that I really wanted a mobile, because I believe Projector is all about the big screen, that family room experience. The only reason I really wanted to push the mobile devices is so much of our new content, well, let's face it, it comes from here, right? So you needed the mobile app so you can capture and upload from your phone, or some of you, and I'm getting good at this, I'm now editing movies at the airport after a vacation on my iPhone. I get on the Wi-Fi at the airport, I upload the photos or upload that movie, and when we get home, it's already on our big screen TV. I hope I caught that correctly, JC.
You did. And one of the things that the person that asked the question, I'm sorry, I forgot their name already because that's how I work. One of the things that they mentioned is their friend set up a NAS for viewing photos and videos at home. And that's a big distinction, right? So your NAS is at home. With Projector, it doesn't have to be at home. You can do this from anywhere, and then there's sharing capability, right? If you want members of your family to watch certain portions of your collection, you can easily do that with Projector.
Absolutely. I went down that road. I didn't do a NAS. I did a Plex server. I dedicated a Mac and made it in an iTunes server, which then would only play locally to Apple TVs. And I also built my own server back in the 90s that I mentioned earlier, mirrored what the hotels have. And it was cool. My family wouldn't use it, and it was only local. So it didn't work for what I was looking for. And so it's definitely a big difference. But you're not spending money on a server and maintaining it. You're paying a subscription fee with us.
Right.
And we manage all the magic.
I think we answered that question to death now.
Yes.
Are videos in a cloud and secure is the next question.
Absolutely. So this is private vault storage. You could almost look at us. I hate using this because I want people to think of us as a video streaming service, and I want people to think of us as enjoying your home movies. But this is almost like cloud storage that you can stream. So instead of throwing it in Dropbox or Google Drive or iCloud, you're putting it with us. It's private vault storage. I don't hold back. Everything that we do sits on AWS. We sit behind their firewalls. This was not possible without partnering with Amazon Web Services. It's private vault storage. Even our technicians can't see your videos, which has proven to be a challenge with troubleshooting. This is how we work, because we do not want anyone to be able to get access to or see your stuff. And then when it comes to sharing, it's not like you're sharing it with 500, 1,000, 1,500 people. You're sharing it with your family and your friends, and probably really close friends. The average person, I think, is sharing it with 3 or 4 people right now. And, while you can control who could see what, every time I upload a video, I say to myself, why am I hiding this from anybody? It's my daughter's birthday. Let them all see it. And so we stole the word visibility from YouTube. That's how they call sharing. And we make almost everything that I upload public, because I'm only sharing it with my mom and my brothers.
So just like Projector, our Mylio philosophy is that your media belongs to you.
Yeah.
And neither one of these companies is in the business of using your media to data mine or to create another business model that is based on data. We're really just here to help you organize your media and to help you view your media. So we both have a lot of interest in keeping things private. And just like Robert mentioned that his development team cannot see the media that the clients upload, It is the same with Mylio. Your photos and your videos stay local to your devices. Mylio is currently not a cloud-based system, but you can add cloud storage to Mylio as an additional backup or replica of your photos just for safety. And Mylio will even give you the option of encrypting that media before you upload it to the cloud. Now, that's separate from what Robert said, but I wanted to mention that one of the symbiosis between these two companies is that we both have a lot of respect for the fact that your media and your data is yours, and you should always have full control of it. And we've gone to great lengths to make that happen. All right, I put my old videos onto DVDs years ago. Could I upload the DVDs directly to Projector? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking, they're in the DVD format, you're going to have to rip them off the DVD, make them an MP4 file, then you'd upload it. If they're just CDs, you could just, put the CD in your computer and upload it if that's your.
So,
but they have to be in digital format.
Yeah. Not to get too techie, but so DVDs can be a data DVD or it can be a video DVD. If it's a video DVD, you'll have to rip and extract the video file and then convert it. If it's a data DVD, then it'll be a little bit easier. But yeah, there's ways of doing that with both.
And JC, if you don't mind me expanding on that wherever you live, literally on the planet, there's great companies locally that you can go to, whether it is transferring an old videotape or taking a video off of a DVD format for you. I would recommend you stay local. That's a big thing for me, not put them in a box and ship them off to someone you don't know, and support local businesses. And there's incredible people all over the place that can do it for you.
So that's very apropos to the next question, which is, can you tell us who you use to digitize your videos?
Well, that question's for me. I didn't know there were people I could have hired, so I spent years going through everything, and I did it all myself. If I still didn't have the camcorder that I had, because I probably had 5 camcorders in my life, I went on eBay and bought that camcorder so I could put that old mini tape back in and did it.
I did the same thing.
I did it all myself. I wouldn't do that today. I think if I looked at what it would cost me, I bill out more than $1 an hour. I would have been cheaper to pay someone else than to do it myself.
So a couple of things here, Todd, that can help. There's an organization that both Mylio and Projector work very close with called the Photo Managers. If you go online and you do a search for the Photo Managers, you'll find photo managers in your area that can help you with this work. There's also a lot of services where you can send your media, like Robert mentioned, and they will do the scanning for you. Just like Robert, I did a combination of things. I did a lot of it myself, but some of it I sent out. I put it on a box and I send it to a reputable company. One I used for film. I had a lot of film from my college days that got converted into video files. They just sent me a thumbnail drive back with my files. And I used another company that could transcode professional videotapes that I also had from many years of being in the video industry. So lots of options out there. All right. Can I view as well?
I'd like to throw out another,
yeah.
thephotomanagers.com, amazing collection of people who do this. There's also a group organization that we're a member of called IPI Photo, which represents retail stores. There's retail stores everywhere who you could also bring your stuff to. So there's plenty of options.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Thanks for adding that. Monique asks, and I think we kind of answered this already, but let's answer it again. Can you view as well on mobile devices like iPad or computer? Well, obviously anything that you can use a web browser with, you can open projector.app on. But Robert, do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, we have a mobile app. We have an iPhone and Android app, and you can watch them. Again, I didn't develop those apps because you can also sometimes watch those movies just as easily off your iPhone if the video is already on your iPhone. It's really about the TV experience. But when you launch the Projector mobile app, it looks and feels just like the live demo you saw, and you'll be able to go to those categories and find that wedding video or any other special video you have.
I have a quick question actually for you about your mobile app. This is Angela. I'm with Mylio also. And so if you have Mylio Photos on your phone or your tablet, can you share directly a video from Mylio Photos to the app, or even from your camera roll or media library to the Projector app? I'm wondering if that would be an easy workflow for some people.
I want to try it.
So when you're in you're in, I wish I would have brought my jumper cable. I could have shared my iPhone. When you're in our mobile app, there's an upload button. And it does the picture. It'll go into your photos, and you pick the album that you took it in, or your basic library, and you can slide 200 photos or grab a video, and that's how we do it. You upload from our app. And eventually we'll have much more integrations to grab it from other places. And of course, eventually we'll work on integrations directly with Mylio, so it makes it even easier. What JC did today with his live demonstration was fabulous and quick and easy, and we'll make it better together to do that.
Cool.
Yeah, you know, I started working on this yesterday. My wife and I went to the winery, so I took my laptop, and because again, everything in my Mylio library is on all my devices, I was able to create those albums directly in Mylio and then start uploading them directly from my laptop by just asking Mylio to download the originals. So the combination of the two products allows you to work from everywhere. George has a technical question about your website and support for HTTPS. I'm not sure if that's something you can address here or if you want to direct them to your support staff, but he asks, the website doesn't support HTTPS.
Yes, it does. So when I originally launched Projector, I know this is getting way off subject and probably I'll bore you. I wanted projector.com. I couldn't get it. I'm still trying to negotiate with the person who owns it. It's not being used. So I got projector.app. I thought I was being cute. And over time, I'm like, you know what? I don't like projector.app. No one knows what .app is. They want a .com. So I used projectorstream.com to market, and we just forward that. So the projectorstream.com isn't HTTPS, but obviously projector.app is. And when you go to our website, projector.app or projectorstream.com, it forwards you to the HTTPS projector.app. We'll eventually change that. We just haven't gotten to that yet. There's a lot of development that goes into this. I was very naive several years ago how easily I could build a product like this. And boy, was I naive. And it's just one of 100 things that I have to get to. But that's not as important right now as focusing on making uploading better, making streaming better, get my LG app going. We're working on adding things like discount codes and other stuff. So we're doing a lot of things at once. I hope that answered the question.
I believe it does. Can you edit video in Projector?
So that's a great question. I get that all the time, and it kind of puzzled me because there's so many great editing tools. It didn't seem like you want me to spend my time, resources, and money on an editing tool when you already have, whether it's iMovie or Filmora or all the great Adobe products. Use their products. I eventually can, but I don't really know why you'd want me to. But maybe I was thinking some small editing things, like maybe clipping the front and back or something, or adding other graphics or something. But that's going to be down the road. Right now, I want to give you the ability to finally open up your library of home movies to your family. And until you put them on Projector, I'm telling you, I love YouTube. I'm on YouTube every day. If I want to learn how to install the air conditioner or change the oil in my car, I'm going to YouTube, not Projector. But if you want to give your family access to their home movies, that's what Projector's about. And we're focusing way more on that than those cool features that you're talking about that maybe someday will come.
All right. Sherry asked, can you upload from Mylio to Projector? And I'll go ahead and answer that, Robert, and you can expand on it. Not yet. Not yet. We're starting to talk about what it would take. It's going to be up to the technical people, and each side has to get our technical staff in agreement, but it's something that we're exploring because it would be really cool to just go to Mylio, select something and say upload to Projector. As some of you might know, Mylio already has a number of integration with things like Film.io and help me out, Lori. Some of the direct sharing that we do. Viewbug. So it's something that we've done before and we can certainly do again. It's just, we just started talking. So something to look forward to, hopefully in the future.
I believe both companies are committed to that, and it's very, very easy and possible to do. Just have to get to it.
Robert Murray from New Zealand is asking if you're thinking about being able to add music to slideshows right in Projector.
Yeah, so one thing that we're thinking about, and the inspiration for this is what Peloton does. Peloton, if you have one of their workout devices and you want to play music while you're working out, you can attach your Spotify or your Apple Music account, and then you can get access to music. So we're thinking about possibly that. And that is something that's on our long-term sprint to get to. But what I'm seeing is that most people are turning their photos and slideshows, I would say use Mylio to make a movie, put music to it, put cool transitions and text, and then make it a movie on Projector instead of a slideshow. But eventually, yes, the answer to that is yes, we'll add more transitions. Something that's really interesting, we're on so many TVs now, 6 different TV platforms. Let's say you program Projector that it will move between photos every 5 seconds. Well, on a Roku, that may be 5 seconds. On an Apple TV, that may be 3 seconds. On an Amazon Fire, that may be 9 seconds. So there's a lot of nuance when you're building a video streaming service. And maybe you've noticed if you use Netflix on different TVs, it looks, feels, and functions very differently in each one. And there's a reason for that.
Well, we know all about that with Mylio Photos. Mylio Photos works on every operating system, every major operating system out there, like Windows, Mac OS, iOS, and Android. And building an app that behaves the same on all 4 systems is not trivial. So we totally understand. Steve is asking what happens if you do not renew your Projector subscription.
Steve, that is a great question. So not only do I take privacy seriously, but let's say someone uploads 200 gigabytes of their memory to us and they do not renew. At some point, I would feel responsible if sure, we can turn their account off, but I can hold their stuff. And I can hold it for a very long time. Now, do I hold it for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? What's reasonable for me? So first and foremost, and if you talk to one of the members of the photo managers, you do not look at Projector as your only source for backup. In fact, it really shouldn't be a source for backup. This is more of a keepsake to enjoy it. You should have it local. You should have it in the cloud. You should have it in other backup sources too. So you shouldn't really rely on Projector as a backup. However, if you've built a beautiful Projector and it doesn't get renewed, or you don't pay your subscription, and then you realize a year later, boy, I screwed up and I want to see it again. At this point, we don't really have a policy. We haven't been around long enough, but I envision we'll keep it for several years. So if you wanted to renew, you can. But this is a startup, and we're figuring those types of things out. And if you want to give advice, send me an email, robert@projectorstream.com. I'd love your thoughts on this policy.
I'm glad that you brought up protection, and that's one of the things where Mylio shines. And I'll very quickly show people my dashboard of devices. So I have a lot of devices that I use with Mylio, but there's a group of 4 devices that you'll notice are designated as vaults. These are devices that contain all of my originals in the full-size, full-resolution form. So I have 3 different hard drives, and then I also have a copy on a cloud service called Backblaze. So Mylio does help you with this. So that album that I created of the things that I wanted to upload to Projector is being protected by each one of these devices. So something to keep in mind. This is why combining the products has a lot of benefits. The next question is, can Projector store your videos in multiple locations? Multiple is in quotes. I think they mean, can you have the same video in different categories?
Yes, so that's a great question. So when I launched Projector, I wasn't thinking that a video, let's say it's my daughter Allison's birthday. I thought, okay, that should go into the category Allison. Well, I also may have a category called birthday. So why can't it be in Allison and birthdays? So we added a feature called playlists. So what we tell people is put the video in Allison, but you can also have a playlist called birthdays. We'll have Allison's birthdays and Ryan's and Jonathan and Julia's birthdays. However, we're going to add the feature where one video can be in multiple categories. Again, that's just another thing on the long list. But I would hope within the next 12 months that feature is there. But we give you wish lists or watch lists like the streaming services do, where you can check it and it goes into your watch list to get to. You have categories. You have unlimited playlists that you can create. And then eventually we'll have it where you can even put it in multiple categories.
Great. So we're at the top of the hour here, or at 12:30. So that means we're technically out of time. I can stay a little bit longer. Robert, I don't know what your time commitments are and whether you want to stay a little bit longer. So we'll take a few more questions. Dave is asking what video size can be uploaded to Projector, HD, 4K, or?
So great question. First of all, if you upload a standard definition video to us, it'll play and stream on standard. If you upload HD or 4K, it'll play that way. Now, what I tell people is, first of all, don't think that if you have a tape from 1991 that you transferred to digital and it was obviously done in standard definition, don't save it as a 4K video and you turn a 1 gigabyte file into a 45 gigabyte file. You're not doing anyone a service. You're not going to be able to upload it to YouTube or iMemories or probably even us. It's just not going to work. If you did it where you uploaded it and you kept it at a reasonable size, it will work with us, but you haven't improved the quality. So first of all, that's an important thing to talk about. My technicians have let's just say an ego. They always tell me, Robert, if someone wants to upload a 7 gigabyte file, tell them it's okay. And I've seen it done and it works, but it's not recommended. I tell people, there's no reason to have a video that you're going to upload more than, let's say, between 3 and 4 gigabytes. That's a big video file. It'll go up smoothly. Hopefully you have a good internet connection at home, because even though you only have to maybe put 20, 30 seconds on the front end with Projector, it's going to upload in the background and it can be very tough. I recently tried to upload a 7 gigabyte file to YouTube and I eventually gave up because it just wouldn't go. So we do have a help center, help center on our website, and we have a article called Video Streaming Standards, and we give great recommendation of file formats, bit rate, codec, and even file size recommendations.
All right. Nathan asks, when bulk load is available, is there a plan for Mylio to work with it? Well, again, we just started talking, so we don't know what kind of implementation we're going to be able to make. The technical staff will have a lot to say about what kind of implementations we can make. But yeah, that's a possibility. Now, what I would say is that an easy way to do that even today is that you can take an album and simply export it from Mylio into a new folder, then use that folder to upload to Projector and then delete the files once they've been uploaded because they're already in your Mylio library. So there's easy workarounds around that. Steve asked, can I set different permissions in projectors? So for example, my son has access to one folder, but not another.
Yes. So in that term visibility, which again, we borrowed, stole, complemented YouTube by taking their terminology, you have 3 options. First of all, you can say that anyone who I give access to my projector can see it. You can also choose the option where only you can see it and no one you share with can see it. And the third option is you can create groups. So I still haven't used groups personally because I pretty much let everybody see everything I have, but I have a lot of old high school videotapes. At some point, I'm going to want to open up a lot of my high school videos, which are now very old, to my high school friends, but they don't want to see my personal video. So I'll make a group of high school friends, and you can make as many groups as you want. So maybe it's going to be an extended family one, maybe it's coworkers, and you can say this video could only be seen by people who are in that group. So you have a lot of flexibility and control, but I want to expand on this, JC, if you'll allow me to. When it comes to sharing with Projector, do not think of it the way you think about social media and other type of apps. This is your intimate stuff. It's a viewing experience only. You're not going to share it with 500 people, although you are allowed to. We don't limit how many people you can share it to. You're going to keep it small and really think, am I trying to stop anyone from seeing this video? And if you're truly using it for family videos, I've uploaded over 180 videos now to my Projector account, and every one of them is all viewers because I'm not hiding anything from anybody. And I don't know if I will until I get to those high school videos.
John would like you to review the pricing again.
Sure. So right now, and maybe this was a good or bad idea because most of the ideas come from myself and my partners. I'm really sick and tired of another $15.95 a month. I think my Netflix is like $24 a month now, $5.95, $9.99. So I decided when we initially launched, we'll do an annual subscription. We're $79 a year, $79 a year. And that is for unlimited uploading, unlimited viewers that can share it. There's no restrictions on how many photos that you put up there, but we will come out with a monthly. I envision the monthly will probably come in somewhere around $7.99 a month. And I actually believe, and this is an insane thing that I'm about to say, that as we scale this business, the rates will come down. Unlike the other streaming services who have to spend billions of dollars on making new content, I don't have to spend any money on making content. You make the content. But right now, this is what I need to make this thing a viable business. And it's insanely inexpensive to give you the power to build your own video streaming service.
So Robert, expanding on that question, because I didn't read the whole question. What the user was asking is if him and his sons all want to upload videos, as long as they're using the same account, that's completely possible for the one price, correct?
Do it. I've seen some families where 4 members of the family put all their videos. I think it's kind of crazy. I would suggest get 4 separate accounts and share with each other, not because I'm greedy and trying to get $79 from people, but it seems like a smarter way to do it. That's how myself and my brothers are doing it now. But if you wanted to put all the families on one account and then maybe share with, control sharing or not control sharing, you can go crazy. We do not limit how much you can upload.
All right, we have a couple of Mylio-based questions now. Does Mylio have the capability to have metadata, dates, etc., for MPEG-4s embedded to their files, similar to images? So the way Mylio works with metadata is that we write everything to a sidecar XMP file, and that sidecar XMP file lives alongside your media file. For some file formats, like a JPEG, for example, which has a lot of embedded metadata capabilities, there is a function in Mylio where you can say save metadata to file. That does not work with video files currently, but it's something that we're exploring. But the metadata is there, so you could use a third-party tool to embed that metadata into the MPEG file if you wanted to. You just can't do it from within Mylio. But the data is not contained within the Mylio database. Is exported automatically as an XMP sidecar file, so you could easily embed it outside of Mylio. Lainey asks, is Mylio NAS-based? I wouldn't say that Mylio is NAS-based. And NAS can be another device that's part of your Mylio ecosystem. Don't think of as Mylio be any device in Mylio being the primary device, because it's a distributed system. So you can add whatever devices are suitable for your particular implementation of Mylio. Depending on what operating system you're using, you can add a NAS directly. In other occasions, you can add the NAS as a private cloud using the S3 protocol. So there's multiple options, and maybe Lori or Angela, you can post on the webinar chat the link to the manual where you can learn more about how Mylio interacts with the NAS and what you can do with it. Joanna says, as an imagination exercise, if I want to start family museum, how would you use Mylio and Projector? Wow, that sounds interesting. There's lots of things you can do. Well, I'll start by saying that Mylio works very closely with the genealogy industry. We have a partnership with Family Search where you can share data and even media back and forth between Mylio and Family Search. So a lot of those folks are using Mylio in that mode already, in curating a family history. Obviously, with Mylio, you can do things like correct dates and identify people and put data. Now, if you have a physical museum where all that information is being created, you could use Projector as part of your exhibits. Robert, any thoughts on that?
That's what I was thinking. I think Mylio is probably a bigger component as far as the archiving piece of it. But Projector could be the exhibits. If you want to play them on big screens, TVs for the museum, the exhibit, or if it's a family enjoy, that's what you're going to think of using a Projector.
All right. I have 2 questions that are somewhat related, so I'll ask them both at the same time, and they're both for you, Robert. Do you have a trial period, and are you offering a discount for Mylio users?
So in our development, 2 things are coming. We're going to eventually have it when we onboard you. The first 14 days, we do not charge you. It gives you a chance to play with it, test it, use it. That's coming very soon. So you'll create an account, you'll put your credit card on file, but we won't charge you till day 15. That gives you 14 days to cancel if you just say, you know what, I don't need this service. So that's coming real soon. As far as a discount for Mylio users, we are working on our discount code feature. So we were planning to have a discount code for this webinar and people could have gotten 20% off, but that also hasn't been implemented, but that's coming out this month. So I'll say this to everybody who sees this. If you shoot me a personal email, robert@projectorstream.com, and say I was on the Mylio Projector webinar, we will kick you back 20% of the subscription fee.
All right, couple more questions here. We're probably gonna stop in about 5 minutes. Projector looks nice, but some of us are already using media servers, for example, Plex with PlexPass. What are the arguments to move over to Projector, except for it looks nice and works out of the box outside of my DMZ land? I think you answered your own question, Samuel. The beauty of Projector is the ease of use. I would never ask my wife to use something like Plex because it would require that I do Wi-Fi support. And sometimes I'm not here. My mom would not be able to use something like Plex to watch my videos, but she could use Projector. Robert, you might have something
My
else.
answer is the same. And first of all, I say, Samuel, if having a Plex server works for you, then great, because I did that. I went down that road. The problem I had is what JC said. My wife wouldn't use it. My kids wouldn't use it. My family outside the house didn't have access to it. And I actually assumed that when I thought of the idea for Projector, people smarter than me already thought of it and had already developed it. And I'll just play and test out the best ones. And there was no option. So if it works for you, then stay. But if it doesn't work for you, and I actually would assume, based on what I understand of building a NAS or the cost of a server, it would be a 30 years of a Projector subscription to justify what your cost is now. So I think it's financially better too, but it does look nicer because I was trying to create that Netflix experience. Again, my wife can't program the radio in her car. She's so good at this. And I've made our videos accessible to her.
All right, Lori has 2 questions. I'll answer the first one and you get to answer the second one. The first one is, are there any updates coming with the bulk upload in the next release? Oh no, that's a question for you too.
Lori, this is
bulk
cool.
upload in the next release.
So when we first launched Projector, and I wasn't really thinking about workflows and upload processes, I didn't really understand the industry because I'm not from this industry. I was a home movie aficionado who wanted to solve a problem for my family. So when you'd upload a video a year ago at Projector, you had to literally wait until it finished uploading before you can go to the next one. Then we put that in the background. You could do it. And now, if you notice when JC uploaded that video in Projector, thumbnails came out in a millisecond. Still takes YouTube 10, 15
really cool.
minutes. Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm better than YouTube. They've been around 20 years and billions of dollars behind them, but ours go real quick. We've made it to the point where professionals are uploading 30 videos in 15 minutes now with Projector. Sure, the files have to upload in the background, but that's pretty fast already. 30 videos in 15 minutes. Now we're going to launch our bulk uploading. Lori, I saw it demoed for the first time last night at 8:30 last night, my time. And it's awesome. So what we decided to do is probably going to come out, if not Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. We're going to limit it to 10 videos at first, just to make sure we have our ducks in a row and there's no bugs. And then we'll eventually open it up to 20 or 30 or unlimited. But literally, I saw a demo where my technicians dragged 10 videos. They assigned a title, description, everything in about a minute and let it go. And it works great. So 10 videos at once, that's coming out within the next week, let's just say. And long-term, I envision we'll even have more automation. You'll push a button, we'll find your videos everywhere on Mylio, on your local drives, and it'll do everything for you with the beauty of AI. That's what we're committed to. And that may not be 10 years from now, that may be a year from now.
And the last question in the Q&A section, also from Lori, is she says she struggled with the Projector share process. So what is the best flow? Do you create an account first? And how do you connect the accounts so that family members or friends can watch each other's content?
So Lori, the sharing process has gotten much better the last few months. I'm not sure when you've tried it, but you have to have the Projector app on your TV to watch if you're sharing. When you want to invite, let's just say a family member, we're going to shoot them an email. they'll be able to click on the button off that email and create an account. If they already have an account, it'll take them to their account and they can accept the invite. Those things have gotten much better. I think the thing that a lot of people have also gotten confused with, and I mentioned this earlier or had trouble with, why are you restricting some videos if you want everyone to enjoy them? So really think long and hard before you build a long group tree of who could see what. Why am I restricting any videos? This is the birth of my child. This is our wedding. This is our vacation to Honolulu. Just make it viewable for everybody.
Yeah, particularly when you can have customized playlists, so you just go to that playlist and ignore everything else, right?
So, Lori, please feel free to reach out to me because maybe I could learn from the issues you're having and either help you or help others by learning issues we may have in our workflow. But the sharing process has gotten significantly better over the last few months, and we'll always strive to make it better. But I see people getting caught up in making all these fancy groups that they don't need because they want everyone to see everything anyway. If that is your issue, which it may not be.
All right. Angela, Lori, did we miss any important questions in the chat? I was not paying attention to the chat. I was only looking at Q&A.
Yeah, it looks like you covered everything.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I saw as well.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, that's because Robert and I are awesome, right, Robert?
I think you're awesome.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing everything about Projector. I hope this was helpful to everyone. Lori has posted the links to our websites in the chat, mylio.com, projectorstream.com, or projector.app. Go and find more about it. Lots of information on the websites. And thank you for joining us. Like I said before, the webinar will be available for replay probably starting tomorrow. So go to community.mylio.com and you can find it there. You'll also get an email with the link because you registered for the session. So thanks again. Thank you, Robert, so much. Thanks, Angela and Lori, for helping us moderate the questions. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, JC, Lori, and Angela. This was a lot of fun.